Plus I have no neck. Okay, well, I'm rambling. Okay, so this kind of looks ridiculous, but we're gonna roll with it. Oh, it's in my face. Okay, so it's been about 6 hours since I filmed the podcast, and since there was no F1 on, I got my dates mixed up. I was pretty productive today. I was able to edit that video and get it uploaded. And I was also able to release my budding Colorwork socks on Ravelry. So I decided, let's take off something that I've been talking about for weeks and let's get our spring knitting plans video in the works. And I think what I'd like to do is just film this little intro that introduces the video right now, and then I will go to the computer and we will have full, like, what the bingo board looks like, full pattern pictures, and I'll just do a voiceover from there. I think, you don't need my face on the screen to see what I would like to knit. So that's the plan right now. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them, especially if it's about specific patterns that I've already made. Like, I'm very happy to answer any questions on those. I really like this bingo board so far. I mean, obviously, it's only month 3 of the year. I will circle back in December and kind of give my thoughts on the process. I'm a very goal-oriented person, so I really enjoy working towards a goal. And because there's so many options on this bingo board, I feel like I'm never feeling forced to do something I don't want to do, or forced to work on something I don't want to work on. But at the same time, I'm working step by step to my goals and to things that I want to accomplish. And because I'm setting this up for myself, I have the ability and um, the leeway, I guess, to change it. If something's not bringing me joy, then I'm just not going to do it, and that's okay. So without further ado, I'm going to take you over to the computer and we are going to start looking at patterns. Okay, so this is my bingo board, and essentially I just put on absolutely anything that I was interested in at the time of making it. A little background on this. I saw one of my friends, um, who goes by the Rogue Knitter or Rogue Knitter on Twitch, had made a bingo board for herself, and I was like, stealing that absolutely immediately. I love it. So I made my own bingo board, and then in the process of making that, I got the Knit California journal, and I decided it was meant to be because there's a bingo board in that. And so that's kind of like the little fun background to this, but let's get into what is on my bingo board. So this particular bingo board has 25 squares, 24 projects, a free space. On this bingo board, I have 7 sweaters, one of which is self-drafted. We'll talk about that, but it's the BK Autumnal sweater. 4 cardigans or jackets. One of those is self-drafted. That's the Irish lace crochet jacket. 8 socks. 7 of those are self-drafted because I'm a sock designer, so that makes sense. 3 accessories, one of which is self-drafted, but again, that's based on the Musselburgh hat, so I am semi following the pattern. 1 blanket, and 1 t-shirt. The first thing I want to talk about is Sock Madness participation. It's the only thing on my bingo board that's not an actual pattern, but it's something that I do every year and something that I absolutely love. So what you're seeing here are two patterns that I actually knit during Sock Madness before I dropped out, and that's the conjoined sock twins on the right and the day and night socks on the left. So Sock Madness is a sock knitting competition. It's hosted on Ravelry, so it's international, open to anybody, and it's bracket style elimination, so it's really fun. These are my Zodiac socks. That's the first thing I ever actually designed, even though they weren't my first design ever to be released. They are knit top down with a short row heel. The front instep is 1 by 1 twisted rib, where you'll see there's like a diamond pattern inset into the rib, and within that diamond you will find a constellation beaded into the sock. In this case, it's the Scorpius constellation because I am a Scorpio and I house a Scorpio stellium. So I thought it would be fun to make mine Scorpio, but my pattern has the charts for all 12 zodiac signs. On the back of the leg and the bottom of the foot, they have two different stranded colorwork motifs and just a standard wedge toe. So these are really fun. They come in 3 different sizes, um, and you can always request more charts from me. This is another one of my designs. In this specific bingo board square, it's talking about a MAL or make along. I hosted one to knit these socks because so many people are intimidated by the single pass brioche or just the brioche portion of the sock. And it was really fun to be able to do that. These are also knit top down. The instep is single pass, 2 color single pass brioche. You can substitute it for traditional brioche if you want to, and I can provide tips on how to do that. Actually, it's in the pattern. And the back is a 2 color stranded color work with a heel flap and gusset. That gusset is centered, so you get that nice little wedge in the middle of your foot. And then again, just a wedge toe. These are inspired by winter nights, so you get like a mock cable pattern on the front with the single pass brioche and little snowflakes on the back. These Frosty Colorwork socks are for my friends that do not want to fiddle with brioche. And I totally get that, especially not on socks in such a tiny circumference. So this just has the exact same motif as the Frosty cable socks. These come in 8 sizes. They are knit top down, heel flap and gusset, center decrease, just like the Frosty cables, and a wedge toe. Um, the reason why I have 8 sizes is because every 4 stitches you get another size, so they're really, really good fit, and that goes the same for the Frosty cable as well. They come in 8 sizes. Budding Colorwork is based off of my Budding Vine socks. It's the same thing as the Frosty Colorwork. 8 sizes available, knit top down with a centered heel flap and gusset, or well, a heel flap and centered gusset, and a wedge toe. These also have slightly different motifs depending on the size that you choose because there is a 12 stitch repeat for these socks. The Field Day Cardigan by Ozetta is a beautiful top-down cardigan that comes in 9 sizes to fit bust circumference 38 to 68 inches. It is knit on 4.5 millimeter needles with DK weight. I think that this is such a beautiful cardigan and I really want to knit it, but because I'm in the middle of knitting a stockinette cardigan in the Calm Down cardigan right now, I don't know if I'll get to this year. The Calm Down Cardigan by Lily Kate France is another just really simple, beautiful top-down cardigan. It it comes in 9 sizes to fit bust circumference 28 inches to 62 inches. It's knit on 4mm needles with DK weight yarn. I'm currently knitting this right now, and it's coming along really well. I hope to be finished with this in the month of April. The Heirloom Quilt Cardigan by Catherine Seeberger is something that from the first moment I saw it, I was like, this is incredibly beautiful. Um, it comes in 3 sizes for 50-inch to 78 3/4 inch bust. It's knit in DK weight, and I needed 4mm needles to get gauge for size 2. Um, this is something I've started, and while I really love the way it looks, I just don't enjoy the process, and I feel like the pattern is lacking in instructions for knitting colorwork flat. If you've never done it before, it can be a little tricky, and I just really don't enjoy the long floats that I'm getting on the back of my work. So I either need to knit this in double knitting, or I just need to hang up my needles and say that this project is not for me. The Farnham Sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl is another fan favorite of mine. The shoulder detail, how the two like stripes come together on the shoulders, is so captivating. This comes in 11 sizes to fit bust 29.5 to 57 inches. It's knit in sport weight yarn on 4mm needles, and I really can't wait to cast this on. Um, I don't currently have yarn for this, but I am thinking about purchasing Pearl Soho Good Wool in a really dark color with a light stripe. So I will keep you guys posted on this. The Double Date Sweater by Winter's Weather Knits is so fun, and it comes in 9 sizes to fit bust circumference 37.5 to 68.5 inches. It's knit in DK weight yarn on 4mm needles. I guess I'm just on a 4mm needle kick. I don't even know. I did manage to knit this one this year. I was able to use up some crazy scraps, not scraps, but crazy skeins of yarn that I had in neon colors, and I kind of went for like a printer vibe with mine where it's kind of mirroring printer ink colors. I have been calling this my light bright sweater, and I'm really, really happy with the fit. It's knit from the bottom up and has some shoulder shaping for the drop shoulder, and I wear it all the time, so this one's a winner. The Arctic Light Sweater by Veronica Lindbergh, also known as Kudavakika, comes in 7 sizes to fit 37 through 63 1/4 inch bust. It's knit with DK weight yarn on 5mm needles, and it is stunning. The first time I ever saw this, I immediately bought the pattern. Unfortunately, from my understanding, there's quite a few fit issues that people are having, and because I don't have the yarn right now, this will probably be replaced with something else on my bingo board for this year, and maybe I'll revisit this next year. The Traveler Hoodie and Crewneck by Andrea Mowry comes in 9 sizes to fit 38 to 70-inch bust. That's finished bust. Knit with sport weight yarn on 3.75mm needles. I love this pattern so much that I've already made 2 of them. So in the picture you see here, that's my hoodie, and I also have a completely hand spun version in the crew neck, and I put it on my bingo board to make a third. I am a little overambitious. I don't think that that will happen this year. I think I'd rather swap this out for something else, but I love this pattern. It is knit bottom up, but it has a beautiful drop shoulder shaping and it fits so, so nicely. I love this pattern. It's one of my favorite finished, if not my favorite finished, knit object I've ever made. The Textile Pullover by Leanna Elizabeth Knits. This was my first test knit of the year, and it is an all over colorwork, beautiful sweater. It's a plaid. It has an optional griffin detail on the side. I opted to not do that, but there, it comes in 11 sizes from 34.75 to 74.5-inch bust. It's knit in sport weight yarn on 4.5 millimeter needles. And I did make a couple changes to the pattern when I was knitting it, and all of that is denoted on my Ravelry, and I also provided feedback to the designer. So this is just a really beautiful sweater, and I'm happy to have it. The Stripe Hype by Veronica Lindberg is another project that I've already completed for the year. It comes in 9 sizes from 35.5 to 70-inch bust, DK weight yarn, and knit on 4 millimeter needles. So this one was really fun, and I really love the colors that I chose. I think it really suits me as a person, and I do ultimately really like the finished garment. It's long, it's flowy, and there's even some ease on me, even though I chose a smaller size. So I'm overall really happy with this, and I would recommend this pattern for just like a sweatshirty crew neck sweater. The Freestyle Shirt by Suzanne Muller comes in 6 sizes to fit bust 30 to 50 inches, knit in sport weight yarn on 3.5 millimeter needles. I think that this is just like the perfect t-shirt. You can wear it to work, you could wear it to the grocery store, or you could just wear it casually. I think that you could dress this down or up. It is simplicity at its finest. And though I have not knit this yet, it is so high on my to do list. I just don't have sport weight yarn right now. So as soon as I buy some, this is going on my needles because I think I need like 6 of these. The Musselburgh Hat by Ysolda Teague, I hope I said that right, is a really popular hat pattern. You can use fingering, sport, DK weight yarn, and customize it to fit you. I've talked about this before, but my plans for this is to make an ode to Baltimore hat. One side will be purple, one side will be orange, to honor the ravens and the orioles respectively, and then the brim will be black. Hopefully, I will also then be able to embroider um, a Baltimore B logo on the Raven side and the Orioles O logo on the Orioles side. Um, I've actually already started this, so wish me luck. The Knit a Teddy line from Sarah Gasson is some of my favorite animals. I have so many of the knitted teddy patterns, it's not funny. So I used the bear pattern to make this little bear. I then made a sweater. I freehanded this sweater and included the logo of a local skate shop and gave it to them. They are just so nice. The owners are so nice, and they always are giving back to the community. And so I just made this little guy for their shop. The Yorkshire Crochet Long Blanket by Me Mum Aches is just incredibly beautiful. I mean, look at it. Um, I put this on my bingo board thinking that I would actually do this, and I'm probably not, if we're going to be real. There's so many bobbles in these motifs, and even though it makes it and it makes it extremely beautiful, I just don't think I'm up for that. So my thought now is to replace this blanket with a Nauticraw Hexie blanket. So when I decide on what to do, I will bring that information to you guys. All right, so this is my bingo board where I have filled out my squares that I have completed with a little sticker of the project. And for my free space, of course, I put my dog's face because she's so cute and she brings me so much joy. I know we didn't go through everything on the bingo board, and that's only because I didn't have anything to show you for my self-drafted projects that aren't complete or mostly complete. I do have a stack of failed attempts at these projects. If you'd like to see them, I can bring that out and show you guys. But designing is dynamic, and sometimes I love what I'm making, and sometimes I'm in a funk. So none of these are at a point where I feel comfortable showing you because I think they're going to change a lot until we get to that final project. So this is a look at my bingo board. If we're going to discuss what I'd like to do for my spring knitting plans, I'd love to finish my calm down cardigan, and I'd really like to cast on the Freestyle Shirt and the Farnham Sweater, both of which are sport weight, so I'll have to place an order for yarn for those. But I hope you enjoyed this little bingo wrap up. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed all of that. If you found anything interesting, please let me know. This is just a sign off. A thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know, especially if it's about something that I have knit already, because I have lots of thoughts that I would be very happy to share with you. Um, this is probably the last video for a while. No one tells you like how much work these are. But I will try and film one in mid-April. So that's the plan for right now. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.